Hi, Courtney here of Creations by Courtney, the place where you'll find size-inclusive garment patterns, accessories, as well as tutorials, so I can help the modern crocheter curate the handmade closet. And if back with another crochet tutorial, but today is different. I'm here with a Tunisian tutorial. All right, so I am using King Cole Acorn Aran. Oh, just look at these colors. Oh, this is gonna be fun. So just like with all Tunisian stitches, we start with a chain because we're going to pull up loops on our hook, and I'm using a 7mm. Now for this yarn, it suggests a 5mm hook, so this is perfect. So typically in Tunisian crochet, you want to go up in a hook size to prevent it from curling. But what's so awesome about the Tunisian half double stitch, it tends not to curl because of the way the fabric is created. Okay. And all right, so with the Tunisian half double, we can do any stitch multiple, and I'm using a Radiant Wood interchangeable crochet hook from We Crochet. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So typically the number of chains are the number of loops that we'll have on our hook, but with Tunisian half double, we're going to have more. So rather than it being double, it's going to be more, it's more like times 2 minus 1. Just bear with me and you'll see. So again, let's count our chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right? And so we always skip this first one because the loop on the hook counts as the first stitch. So in many patterns, if it's not Tunisian simple stitch, you actually do a Tunisian simple stitch row as the foundation. But what's so great about this one, we don't have to do that. So we're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the next second stitch from the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. We now have 3. All right, and now we're going to repeat that across. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next loop, yarn over, pull up a loop. We now have 5. So keep going across. Don't forget to yarn over before you pull up a loop in the next stitch. And then I'll show you what I mean by the number of loops on the hook. Oh wait, see? Forgot to yarn over. So don't forget, always yarn over, because if you get to the end and the number of loops on your hook is off, it's probably because a yarn over was forgotten. All right. I will admit, totally being risky not having anything on the end, but I didn't want the cable flopping around, making a whole bunch of noise. Okay, so remember, we started with 12 chains, right? So now we should have 23. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So that's what I mean. It's the chain amount times 2 minus 1. And so the return pass is a little different for the Tunisian half double. You still yarn over and pull through 1 loop or make a chain 1, but instead of yarning over and pulling through 2, you yarn over and pull through 3. Yarn over and pull through 3. And again, this first row I find fiddly because there's nothing to hold on to, but continue to yarn over, pull through 3, yarn yarn over, pull through 3, yarn over, pull through 3, all the way to the end. All right, so what we have here is the fabric. I'm going to grab another hook so I can show you the parts of it. So again, each leg of a Tunisian half double creates 2 vertical bars. We have the first one here and the second one here, but it leans a little bit. So in working the second round, because we never turn in Tunisian, you always start with your yarn over, skip the first 2 bars, go under the vertical bar, and then the second one, the one that's slightly leaning, right? And that's created by the yarn over. And if you want to make sure that this first loop is consistent, just tighten a little bit before you go on to the next one. You always work under both vertical bars when making the forward pass. So yarn over, go under the bars, pull up a loop, yarn over, work under both bars, pull up a loop, insert under both bars, and pull up a loop. And again, a lovely rhythm to create. And what I like so much about this is that it creates a denser fabric than Tunisian simple stitch. And the yarn over actually prevents it from curling. All right, so now that we're here at the end, we're still going to yarn over. So this is the yarn over and pull through, and this is the front, and this is the back. So it's like a chain at the end. So you always want to work under both bars in order to create a nice stable edge. So insert your hook, yarn over, and pull up a loop. And again, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 3, yarn over, pull through 3, all the way across. And I've learned in doing this one's a little harder when you find mistakes, so I tend to just frog. Every once in a while, one of the yarn overs will slip off and you can try to put it back on. So as you see, it's even clear how you have almost like little legs of the vertical bar. You have the straight up and down and then the one leaning. So let's just make a few more rows of that together. And look at the texture that is starting. And this is the back side. It's like spaced out pearls. So it creates a lovely ridge. You're still hanging with me? Let's do some more. All right, after you've completed several rows, just look at that, especially with this color change. Isn't that fun? So just like in most others, you can do a bind off. So we could do a slip stitch. And so you have the option of going under the vertical bar or even the horizontal bar. For me, I like to do the horizontal bar, but follow the instructions written within the pattern. So you just do a slip stitch and cross. And again, with the nature of this, you may have to pull it a little bit in order to find that chain in between, but we will just slip stitch all the way across to bind off. like so. Again, you can even use a single crochet. There's so many options to close the loops on that final row. And again, another reason why you want to go up in hook size is just the nature of doing the forward pass and the return pass. It tends to pull the fabric, which would make the stitches really tight. So one thing to also note, that when you get to the end, always work that last stitch, whether it's a slip stitch, single crochet, or whatever, through the end, just like on the previous rows. And there you go. That's all there is to it. I hope you enjoyed making the Tunisian half double crochet with me, Creations by Courtney. Again, look at that. Look at this. Just a lovely texture with a little bit of stretch, but not too much. It's a nice dense fabric that you can have just lots and lots of fun with. So don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future tutorials, yarn unboxings, and more. Have fun and keep stitching.